Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Bashem Kakadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. I'm going to title this video, "This is what John the Apostle saw on the island of Patmos." Well, let me change that. I'm going to add to it GMS 100% truth. This is what John the Apostle saw on the island of Patmos. When you read the book of Revelation, and you know, it's ironic, if you go back and you read St. John, 1 John, 2 John, when you read these books, he doesn't receive any visions. You know, he writes, you know, go through the different books and deals with pretty much John, first John, St. John, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, 4 John, which would have to most likely would be also the book of Revelation. It was a whole different spirit that he had when he was placed or sentenced on the Isle of Patmos on the salt mines as a man up in age. If he wasn't 100, he was close to 100. He was somewhere in his 90s. And he saw these visions. His life was spared. He wasn't sentenced to death by the Romans, but he was punished by being put on that island. And it was the Most High that put the spirit on these Roman devils not to kill him, because he was a principal individual to get this these series of visions. The book of Revelation is a powerful book, and the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem, through the Bashem Rakakwadash, through the Rakakwadash, has to open your eyes to it. This is why so many people are flocking to the former One Westers, because the Most High had opened up our eyes to the whole book. That's why we say we have 100% truth. And the main thing that we're focusing on is the prophecies. So if you're focusing on the prophecies, you have to deal with the book of Revelation in the New Testament. So this is one of the things that he saw, among other things. He saw World War III. He saw and other nations going into captivity under the Israelites. He saw Israel being raised up, magnified. And the visions that he saw, you know, mainly in the 13th chapter, but it was also mentioned in the 14th chapter, the 15th chapter, the 16th chapter, and the 20th chapter, where it says MOTB. We use that acronym, MOTB. Anyway, this is what he saw. This is what he saw. What I did was I put in C hips, MC hips, implants, whatever I put in. And then this is on YouTube, so this is what came up. So if you can't see this, if you can't see what we hear at Great Millstone, 100% truth, the only camp that has 100% truth, if you can't see this, it's either one or two things. It could be four things. You can see it clearly, but because we said it first, your pride, you feel with pride. You don't want to come off looking stupid. Number two, you just plain stupid. You're a fucking idiot. Your brain damaged. Number three is you took the bag. And number four, you're just an asshole. This is crystal clear. You IUIC, you members, you zombies, you better start doing some more window shopping. You better ease on down the road and watch these GMS videos, because you know when you're going to get scrambled up, you know, when all these different camps, these different Israelite groups, you know it's going to shake them up. The same thing that shook y'all up when the vaccinations were pretty much mandatory. They made it mandatory. You know, people fought against it, but they made it mandatory. You know, they made it where you damn near you lose your job, and a lot of people get money now because a higher court said that it was unconstitutional, which it was. But they did everything to scare your ass into taking it. Any of you that took it, you're fucked now. So the information is coming out after two plus years, going into 3 years. Remember what General Yohanna said? He said, "Go ahead and take it." That's what he said. So all this truth is coming out now, all these lawsuits, and the fact that it's damaging people more than helping people. You know, it's going to come back to bite you, General Yohanna. And Bishop Nate didn't warn the people pursuant to Ezekiel. Was that Ezekiel 3, verse 18? And also other parts of Ezekiel. Mosai set up the prophets to warn the people of things to come. So you were supposed to tell people not to take that, the jump shot, the vaccination, whatever you want to call it. So I'm using code here, but you know how YouTube do. They might just take this down. Because the truth is, you can't stop the truth. It says in Deuteronomy 32, I was reading that this morning. I believe it's the second verse. It says, my doctrine shall drop like the rain, or something to that effect. And like the dew, like if you go out in the country, you walking on grass in the morning, it hadn't rained in 2 weeks. You walking on the grass, you notice that the grass is wet. You're like, why is the grass wet? As you're a child, it didn't rain. Well, that's called dew. So it saturates every bit of grass out there. So this gospel, this truth is 100% truth, because you don't have the gospel if you don't have 100% truth. It's either all or nothing. It's either all or nothing. So that's why you have the vocab Malone and these different characters in these clown ass Christians constantly coming up against the Israelites, because this is the new sheriff in town, so to speak. You know, this is the new dude that's taking over. So you're trying to fight it. You're getting, you know, basically Christianity is like Muhammad Ali when he fought Larry Holmes. But you that knew boxing, I knew as a boxer, because I boxed, I said Ali's gonna get his ass whooped. Certain people said he ain't gonna get his ass whooped. And before the fight, he stirred the crowd up. He made people believe that he can beat Larry Holmes. I said Larry Holmes gonna beat that ass. And he beat the shit out of him. But he said he took it easy on him. So that's you, Christianity. We represent Larry Holmes. You represent Muhammad Ali. And what happened to Muhammad Ali? He got his ass whooped. Good. So anyway, I'm not going to say too much. I don't have to go to the main scripture that we go to dealing with the subject. You already know it by heart. You might say, well, that's all these guys do. They put up videos on this thing. Well, if you don't like it, you can go watch the IUIC videos and get deceived. We're giving you the truth. We were told to warn the people. So you can see here, you can read why human sea hippin, MC hippin, they're so popular in Sweden because they're a bunch of Edomites. They're not the spiritual people of the Most High. Oh yeah, I was watching a video that was put up by the Vegas GMS Vegas camp by the head elder. Did a video kind of a response to Captain Tazariak on WAC 100's um, platform, and he mentioned I believe he quoted Deuteronomy 32, and it speaks about a foolish nation. I shall anger you by with a foolish nation, and he said that's talking about the other nations, mainly Esau, something to that effect. I believe he said Esau. So it's no big deal. Now, the seven taught that. They said I would make you jealous or anger you by a foolish nation. They said that's talking about Edomite because Edomites is a foolish nation because they don't know they're going into captivity. No, it's talking about Israelites because he called them a foolish people. Around about the third or fourth verse, I'm not going to go to it. So what he was talking about was you had the Israelites that kept the law, statutes, and commandments. And then you had the Israelites in the Gentile state of mind. That's the terminology that we use. That come back to the fold. A key individual is a Cornelius. You still have camps teaching that Cornelius is the Edomite. Another thing that the seventh taught, oh, Cornelius is the Edomite. Cornelius is the Israelite. And he represented the Israelites coming back into the fold. When you read Romans the 11th chapter, being grafted back in or being grafted in, is talking about Israelites coming back into the fold. Key character is Cornelius. So anytime you see the word Gentile in the New Testament, when it pertains to salvation, it's they're the Israelites. So the elder of Vegas was right. Like I said, we got 100% truth. We make sure we got 100% truth. The scriptures speak about rightly dividing, study to show thyself approved, a workman needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Now, Bishop Nathaniel, General Yohanan, and others that teach that the MOTB is something else other than what we teach, they're going to be ashamed. Why? Because they haven't studied to show themselves approved, and they did not rightly divide the word of truth. We did that. We constantly go into things. We constantly look if somebody makes a statement. Oh, Deacon Carr, he made a statement that was totally wrong, and I'm surprised at him. Hope he's watching. He said the Roman centurion who had a sick servant, that the Lord healed the servant. He said that wasn't an Israelite. That was an Israelite. That was an Israelite. Why would and the servant had to be an Israelite. So he's thinking, I'll get back in the topic. He's thinking, you know how I do. You know how I do. He's thinking that the Roman centurion is an Edomite. Let's go with Edomites. and the servant most likely is a Jake. Okay, we'll go with the fact that it's a Jake. They were both Jakes. Now, let's say the guy was an Edomite. The Edomite begs the Lord to heal my slave so he can keep working for me. So you think the Lord is going to heal? Oh yeah, let me help you. Let me heal your slave so he can still work for you as a slave. So that would make the Lord Uncle Tom. Anyway, let's get back into the subject, man. GMS 100% truth. GMS 100% truth through the power and guidance. That's something that Yahweh would say. Guidance of Yahweh by Shemal Shai by Shemal Kakwadash. Everything works through the Rakah Kodash or Ha Rakah Kodash. Rakah Ha Kodash, however you want to say it, which means the Holy Spirit. Everything works. When John received those revelations, they were given to him by the angel of the Lord, right? The Lord showed himself, but all these visions were given to him. The angels can transform into beasts and so forth. Anyway, let's get back into this. So you can see here, this came out like about 4 years ago. There's a comedy book, a comedy show, a daily show. This is an actual movie. Did this come? This, you know what? I'll check this trailer out and get into the movie. It's like a somewhat low budget. I'll see if I can get it without paying for it or whatever. If it's on a free site or whatever, Tubi or something. Oh, Bishop Nate said years ago you can't buy and sell with it. Well, here it is. ID wallet, keys, ID wallet. What do you do with a wallet? Keys all in your hand. Sweden moves into the future with MC Hips Nightly News. The future of mankind. C Hips. This guy's from out of Sweden, and he's a tattoo artist. He's certified to do the C Hips. As you can see, I saw this before. You can see that. I'm kind of more than halfway in. Watch this video. So right here, when it's talking about chips are in your smartphone, chips are in your laptops, chips are in your cars. That's why a couple of years ago there was what do you call it, blockchain, whatever the hell you call it, where they couldn't get chips into the country to complete brand new cars, because pretty much a car today is pretty much a big battery with a computer, and it's a computer with a big battery, and they just built the car around it. It's a big battery with a computer with wheels on it. So that technically is really not even a car. It's a big computer. So you need chips for cars. You know, Sweden is just a model for this thing. The land of Israel is just a model for this thing. China, a model. Look at this. So this goes with this. The Revelation 13 speaks about the beast and the miracles. These are the miracles, technology. She's got it and she's happy. This woman has 47 C hips in her. And this is from the Dr. Phil show, which was put up not even a month ago. Like I said, if you can't see it, you're a complete idiot. You're a dimwit, or you got the bag, or the most I just close your eyes. Hey, you know what? I got to see. This is on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there. This is, I guess, is a well, it's a documentary. I'll see if I can see if it's still on Netflix. You see that? You see his hand? It's on the right hand. In Europe, it would be on the left hand. So the receipts are stacked 10 miles high. The evidence is overwhelming. You can't buy or sell. What about this? Man uses chip implant to pay at gas station, whether it's in his phone or in his hand. He doesn't know. I got C hip because he's an Edomite. So I don't got to say too much. Okay, so now let's go over here to. We don't got to say too much. The old saying, "A picture speaks 1,000 years, a thousand words." Excuse me. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.